Pre-season or not, good to get a win under the belt.
Yeah, dead right, mate. It's always tough pre-season when you're still getting both teams still getting their structures and combinations and bits and pieces. But it's really good to get the victory.
A step up from the last outing.
Yeah, it is, mate. And obviously with the competition kicking off next weekend, it's just been building and building. And I think for a lot of the guys, it's their first sort of taste of ITM Cup level, making the transition from club. So I think it's just something, more time in the saddle that we'll become accustomed to. Yeah.
You try and take the same mindset into this game, being your last warm-up, taking the penalties, treating it like a real game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important, although we did sense that we had the momentum there for a patch in the first half and decided to chance our arm. It unfortunately didn't go away, but yeah, I think you've got to give it a go, especially in these pre-season games.
Might be disappointed you didn't get over the line because you had many opportunities.
Yeah, mate, we had a bundle of possession and unfortunately we couldn't cross the chalk for a try, but there's plenty to build on. I think the main thing for us to work on is just that daylight between the carrier and actually cleaning out the rucks. It sort of cost us a lot today.
How difficult was it condition-wise? It was very chilly and a stiff breeze.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what we thought we were in for, it was actually bloody good conditions, really, considering fortunately we had the wind at our back in the second half, and the deck at Moyneux Park was great, so it was actually a bloody good game.
And the captaincy role, how are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new one for me at this level. It was actually the first time leading the troops today, but had the last sort of several years captaining at club, so it's something just developing.
You've had a camp for the last few days. Were you happy with the way the team have combined?
Yeah, no, it was. It's always good to get away and get into a camp, especially when you consider that a lot of us in the squad, we all play club against each other. And it's just really good to come together as a team and get to know each other and get out in the community. It's been really great. We went out for a meal at some of the local families' places, and it was just really good. Like, we get just as much kick out of it as what the people do as well.
The team played some exciting rugby last year. Can we expect the same this time around?
Yeah, I think so. That's our plan. Like, we're looking to play an expansive game, and with having Forsyth Bar Stadium. That's sort of made for running rugby, really. So yeah, we're going to chuck the ball around this year.
Tony, a quick transition from you from Super Rugby to NPC.
Yeah, I guess it is. I didn't even get a day off when we got back from Africa. Landed and had ITM Cup training on the Wednesday. So, but it's good to start a new campaign with a different team.
Should just quickly touch on that South African visit. So close. Good guys, give it 100%.
Oh, for sure. And we had our opportunities at the end of the game to win, and just a couple of key penalties and a missed tackle, and couldn't quite do the job. But I think it's pretty encouraging for the Highlanders and the fans to see what we can do next year.
Also encouraging is the way the guys bounced back from last week's loss for a victory today.
Yeah, well, I think the footy wasn't great out there, but it was about as good as the weather. So, but it's pre-season, so it was all about trying to get some minutes under a few guys' belts, and we achieved that, and hopefully we'll be better for it next week.
You lost a few players this year, but you're happy the way you're filling the gaps?
Yeah, I think we've got some really exciting players there who, hopefully will stand up in ITM Cup and try and push their claims further. So, ITM Cup, a lot of players come and go, but it's still an exciting competition, and I think we've got a pretty strong squad this year.
You played a great brand of rugby last year. That was what Otago was known for. Do you think you can replicate that this time?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got the players there to be able to play at high speed and high skill, and if you can do that, you're going to put the defence under pressure and score tries. So, that's what we'll be trying to do again this year.
Did today's game help you work out a first 15?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we might have lost a few troops, so it makes it easier. But it's pretty tight for positions, and a few guys stood up really well. And I thought Charlie O'Connell was outstanding today as a leader and as a number 8, and he'll fit into Paul Grant's shoes easily, I think.
Because he was a bit of a surprise for us. I mean, a part-time player last year, now the captain.
Yeah, he's a great leader, and we had pushed him into lock last year just to get him on the field, but with Paul Grant leaving, it's a good opportunity for him to play number 8 as his favoured position, and try and push for Super Rugby.
Is TJ far away from playing?
TJ will be 50-50 next week, so hopefully we can get him right and at least get him on the bench.
Other than that, the vibe good around the camp. You've spent a few days together.
Yeah, exactly. The boys are all young guys, and to get them away from the student life and enjoying each other's company, there's pretty much what rugby's about, and the boys enjoyed it up here in Alex, and hopefully it pays well for the rest of the year.
There's only so much you can do in a couple of weeks, because that's all the preparation teams have these days.
Yeah, exactly, and we've only had the Super Rugby guys back for 3 days, so they got 40 minutes today, and hopefully we'll be ready to go next weekend.
You'll find out how ready in a few days' time, won't you?
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be a big week's preparation, but I'm sure the professional rugby players, once they get into the start of the week, they'll do the work and be ready to go on Saturday.
Brad, it wasn't very pretty from the sideline, but what did you make of it as a learning about your team?
Oh, we learned a lot. We were just after a change in attitude today from last week, and we got that. And I think the attitude shown by the defence, and the defence was magnificent. Some massive hits, but also some really good scrambling, and so the endeavour was there, and that was the main goal for this week. So really happy with that.
Does that clarify your thoughts about who's going to start next week?
Yeah, look, we've got a fair picture. There's probably a couple of positions that we need to sign off on, but we got a pretty good look at where we want to go there, and over the next 2 days we'll be clear.
There's a few worry signs on fans' faces for the loss last week. So you mentioned that it mainly mental.
Oh, look, absolutely. It was a completely different side. I mean, totally underdone last week, and there was absolutely no need to panic. So we're building towards Bay of Plenty, not towards a pre-season game. Result not ideal at all, but whether we won by 2 or lost by 2, the performance was still poor, and that's what we focused on. And that's the improvements that we sought here, and I think we got on the whole, creating opportunities and under more pressure, and I think there's the little things now we just need to work on and just keep chipping away at those. So less big things and more little things.
And scored the only try today, so that's something tick in the box.
Yeah, I suppose that's some sort of consolation, isn't it? You do certainly play to win, but it was a nicely taken try. It's from a turnover, and there was good decision making there, and Lolo finished off really well. So it was good to see him get on the chalkboard in his first try for Southland.
I thought, looking at a couple of individual players, Taylor Adams came on and made a difference.
Yeah, he provided a spark there at the back, and a couple of breaks that he made. So it's really good energy, and that was that's really good from him, and that's what you want to see from players coming on, staying in system, but providing it with new energy, with fresh legs. So good on him.
You happy with the set piece, the way it's evolving?
Yeah, another big step forward. We've still got plenty of work to do on the whole game, and Dooms and Hoon have done a great job around the set piece. So look, guys are just getting a lot more confident, and it's been really good having our Super 15 players come back and slot straight back in, not take over, but certainly provide awesome leadership and a good voice, and the guys have really embraced that. So and that, when you bring in those guys back into your set piece, you're going to get improvement. And
you've got your ace card up your sleeve as Lima Sopawonga, obviously. It's a new environment for him, a new team, but he's coming off fantastic form.
Yeah, great form, and we just ask Lima that he just controls the game. We don't need anything magic from him. He doesn't need to win the games. He just needs to control it like he's done for the Highlanders, and that I'm sure he'll do for us. He's wonderful to have on board. And it's been great to have him involved for this week. And all those guys, they could have taken an extra week, but they came back and ready to play. So his plan was off at half time, and he was desperate to get back on. So you've had a bit of time together now. It's very little time for preparation, isn't there? It's a very short campaign. Yeah, from the outside looking in, you always think that there's plenty of time, but once you get in there, you're always time poor for some reason. But let's just say you've got to be really careful with your planning. We've had an awesome week in Colac Bay, where Jeremy Winders ran a fantastic camp, and Wazza and Jilly from the Colac Bay Hotel were just superb, and the locals, and we've had a magnificent time there. And I think it was really important timing for us all to come together. So we'll be ready for Bay of Plenty.